Hey folks, GHAZZY TV here with another Path of Exile video. Today we're going to talk about a couple of different things, but I wanted to emphasize on what I did in a previous video a week ago regarding the Endless Delve. First, I want to do a quick recap of what's going on. Endless Delve that's happening right now is going to be pretty crazy. You'll have infinite sulfite, and you have no access to pretty much anything. You only have access to a gem vendor, and you can delve. Yay! We get to start with some juicy specific uniques. We've talked about them in the other video, which I'll link in the descriptions below, of course. So basically, you get a demigod for deepest delving, and this is character specific, so if you're playing hardcore and you die, you'll have to start over. Now, I like this approach a lot, because if it was not in this way, it would have been so much easier for someone to go super deep and get these free nodes, and then just get a bunch of different characters, and eventually it would be one or two people that would ultimately, or one person would ultimately have all demis. So I think this is going to be a very good way to do it. I've been getting the question, what build am I going to play? What build can I play? Or can I play this? Or can I play that? I did answer this question in the previous video, which is linked in the descriptions. And I will say it again. You can play anything you want to that is able to handle gearing in the scenario, in the type of setting that is Endless Delve League. Now, that means that we have no access to divination cards, no bench crafting, info and stuff and whatnot. So stupidly generic solo self-found builds will work very well for you to play to reach level 90 or 95, which is the random drawn big boys for the Stygian Wings, Transcendence Armor Pack, or the Stygian Heralds. So these are like the big ones in 1995. So if that's your goal, you can play almost anything. Now, which builds would be really good for this, and that's something I didn't tackle too much, but builds like this is pretty much any type of minor versions. Either Contagion builds will work really well, and I do have build guides for most of these builds myself. We can have TR miners, we have Icicle miners. You don't have to think about bossing a single target whatsoever. It's just generic clearing. You barely need damage for that. So in some cases, you could actually look into a very tanky build that basically just makes sure you survives. Some of the meta builds that have been used in Mayhem will work, like the Cold Slinger. I'm strongly contemplating if I should play a Cold Slinger, because it's very, very easy to play that and have that at a point where you actually have enough defense, but also the speed and offense seems to be there pretty well. But if you want to be real crazy, I think that one of the better builds for the more casual approach, if you can get past the very niche playstyle, is obviously the Blade Blast Assassin, which does very, very well in terms of clearing. Let's see if I have any clearing footage somewhere. We have some here, where you just cast Fatefall and then Blade Blast. And the good thing with this type of build is that it just skyrockets with the Smoke Mine Flame Dash as you enable Plague Bearer. So basically the build is just all about killing a pack or two and then clicking Plague Bearer, and then you're running through everything and it dies. And that would be something that is extremely preferable in the Endless Delve setting. So these type of builds will be very good. There are plenty of other builds that will work very well, but these are my personal suggestions to it. And I think that you should play whatever you want and set up a goal. If you're going for super deep delving, the deep delvers, I talk mostly with Crouching Tuna when it comes to these things. And I mean, it's going to be a completely different setting for those people. And I think that if you're someone that wants to push, I'm the wrong person to ask for these things, as delving is one of those things that I very rarely do in the game. However, if you're looking to get to level 90, 95, what you want to do is get to depth like 180 or 170 or something. That's where the area level caps out at area 83. And then you will just go horizontally from there. So all you really need is a build that can handle lower than depth 200. And then you are fine to actually get to this point. It is more about the amount of time you put in. Because going deeper, it's not going to give you more experience. It's just going to make it harder, and that is for pushing. So you really only need to get to that type of depth, and that depth can be reached by pretty much anyone, and that's not a very hard thing to achieve. Obviously, gearing will be gated very hard, so if you're running into a brick wall where suddenly you can't get further, just go horizontally at the depth that you can handle till you get enough gear, so till that you're able to actually handle going deeper. And that's going to be the rinse and repeat process. Another thing to mention though, from my end, we know that Cyberpunk has been released. I've been loving the game. I will be playing it during this event as well, but I will be spending some time in Endless Delve because I do want to check it out. Not sure how much I'll push. I'm not a big fan of Delve at all, but I do like the introductional uniques, which you can see in the previous video, which is linked in the descriptions. So it's going to be very fun for me as well. Another thing to mention is that Baller Mage and I have a running bet right now. In the Faith to Connection podcast over at Catmaster OP's channel, me and Baller Mage had we always have some topics that we completely disagree on, which is very healthy for both us and the community, I guess, because we're able to have healthy, non-violent discussions about these things. It ended up with us disagreeing on how many people will reach 1,000 plus depth in this event. So across the leagues in the Endless Delve, we have a bet running where if there's 36 or more people running over 1,000 depth, I win. If there's 34 or less, then Baller Mage wins. If there's exactly 35, well, nobody wins. The loser will have to put a picture of himself with a shoe on the head here on Twitter. So it's going to be pretty fun to see. So, boys, you guys start pushing? Push! Alright, anyways, boys, that's it for this video. And good luck in Delve for you guys who are delving. And the ones playing Cyberpunk, hope you guys have fun with that as well. I'm going to try to mix and match it. So, till next time, boys. Stay safe. And keep rocking.